Good morning. It's Mrs. Ocasio, and I'm here for the second podcast for my coaching and career and personal development. And today I want to talk for our podcast about something that's very important that is a integral part of what we do when we do my coaching and we do my reading, especially in my book, which is a multi-sensory guide to growth and goal setting. And that is writing reflections and celebrating. That would be celebrating our wins and writing reflections in our journal, or just actually thinking in a reflective manner about things that have happened in the past, our choices, and also making reflections maybe about what is coming in the future. And I think that's a very important topic. So that is what our podcast is about today. So I want to start with talking about reflection as a powerful practice that allows us to pause, look inward, and recognize the progress we've made. It's not only about just reviewing what we have done, but also understanding who we have become through the process. It's about understanding changes and understanding ourselves. Reflection bridges the gap between experience and wisdom, transforming daily effort into a lifelong growth. Reflection also can be defined as the act of thinking deeply about one's experiences, choices, and emotions to gain new insights and understanding. It allows us to take what we've learned from both success and struggle and apply those lessons forward with more clarity and purpose. So if you remember, clarity is the C part of the Ocasio goal setting. So reflecting will help us towards the second step in starting goals, and that would be clarity. In personal development and goal setting, reflection serves as a moment of truth. It reveals what has worked, what hasn't, and why. It teaches us to be conscious about how honest we are with ourselves, and doing this without judgment, turning every challenge into a teacher and every victory into motivation for the next step. When we engage in reflective practice, we build self-awareness. We begin to notice patterns in our thinking and behavior that influence our outcomes. This awareness is crucial for sustained growth because it gives us the ability to make intentional changes rather than repeating cycles that no longer serve us. Reflective journaling, as I explained, is one of the most effective tools for practicing reflection. Writing allows thoughts and emotions to take form. It allows the mind to wind down in transforming fleeting ideas into tangible insights. Through journaling, we can revisit our journey, track our growth, and see how much closer we've come to the person that we were meant to be. So as a coach, I emphasize this process because it's the heartbeat of authentic transformation. Without reflection, goals can be feeling mechanical or just really remote or robotic. But when we reflect, goals gain depth, purpose, and personal meaning. It turns a checklist into a story of our own growth. I encourage you to read this book, Discover Confidence in Your Career and Life, as a companion. Okay? The earlier work delves into journaling prompts and exercises that expand your understanding of reflection and self-consciousness. Together, these books, which is the book for goal setting and also the multi-sensory journaling and activity book, they create a circle of awareness, action, and appreciation. Now, here's a different thought. Reflection is also a celebration. It's not only a time to analyze, but to acknowledge. Acknowledge every effort, every lesson, and every challenge faced deserves this. Too often we rush into past achievements in pursuit of the next goal, forgetting to appreciate how far we've come. Celebration is not like overindulgence, so we shouldn't view it that way. It's gratitude in motion. When we celebrate, we affirm our progress and strengthen our belief in ourselves. It's this belief that fuels resilience, creativity, and courage to keep moving forward even when the path is not certain. When reflecting on your journey, when you're doing the Ocasio goal setting system, you should take the time to acknowledge how each stage contributes to your development. And then I just want to go over the Ocasio system again real quick. You begin with outcome, which puts the end in mind first. And that also adds intention because we add our visualization into it. And then we see clarity, which is understanding what truly mattered. And then we make sure that our goals are attainable or achievable. And then we're identifying our support system, the people in our lives, in our relationships, and in our communities. And then after that, you map out your itinerary, right? A clear plan that has a direction that moves forward. And then by the end of the journey, right? By the last O, you should have completed your outcome and reached your goal. So consider how each principle influences your decision making and motivation. Reflection will help you see that this system is more than just a framework. It's a way of living intentionally with awareness, structure, and your heart. So take a few minutes to think about the obstacles you overcame, the ones that you thought were impossible but might now feel like just a routine. Reflection brings this realization to light and helps us recognize the strength that we built. As you reflect, also remember to give yourself grace. Okay? Growth takes time and progress is not just visible day to day. So there could be parts when we're growing that we might not actually see right away, but they're there. You may notice that your strengths have deepened and your values have been guided by your choices. It's this awareness that's one of the greatest rewards of reflection and understanding yourself not only as a doer, but as a learner and the creator of your own life. Celebrating growth means finding joy in the process. You can celebrate with words of affirmation. All right, so I have lots of affirmations in my books, and I'm sure that you'll find affirmations if you do the meditations that are on my channel, right? So celebrating growth means finding joy in the process. You can celebrate with these words of affirmation. You can allow yourself to feel proud of yourself. All right. Maybe in the past we've been like just a shrinking person that we don't celebrate our successes. But every small victory deserves a moment of gratitude. And that's why this podcast is so important. As we move towards Thanksgiving, we have more of an attitude of appreciation and gratitude. Reflection helps us to be able to do that. Reflection also connects you with others. When you share your story of growth, you inspire those around you to pursue their own transformation. So you might have not have thought of this before. You might not have thought of this before, but your story could be inspiring someone else to make some changes and experience growth in their own life. As you continue journaling, I invite you to write about